Welcome, Daniella. Do you want to just introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and all of
Yeah,
that
so
stuff?
I'm Daniella, I'm 32, and I am a salon owner and also beauty therapist of Purity on the Bay.
Amazing.
I've been doing that for coming up 15 years now, so long time.
And do you want to just tell us how you were feeling before we met and kind of, I guess, when we first initially spoke?
Like, honestly, just like a complete shell of myself. I think I can't really pinpoint like when it really began, but I know that it's definitely been this year. But I don't know whether having a child has anything to do with it, and maybe it's crept up on me slowly. But I spoke to my husband, he certainly said it's definitely been this year so far. And yeah, just every month, like clockwork, was just horrific. And then obviously I didn't realize that it actually was May that we spoke. Like I looked back on my
Mm.
emails and I was like, it has actually been since then that I got in touch with you. But yeah, on the lead up to meeting you, it was just every month was just such a battle. And I thought, God, this month's, worse than last month, really, really bad, with all sorts of symptoms, not like mood swings, not like your typical like PMS mood swings. These were full blown. It was as if I was mourning the loss of someone every month, but not just someone like a family member. It was so intense, and just my husband couldn't understand. Like every month he'd be like, I don't understand. Like last week you were fine, this week it's just done a whole like I didn't know, and I just couldn't put my finger on why it was so bad every month. So yeah, that was it. So then yeah, we met at Cycle 360 and I had brought my son with me, and I knew it was the weirdest thing because like I'd never met you. I'd only known you from like your Instagram. I didn't know who you were or anything, but when I was about to meet you, I thought, I don't know this girl. She's so young, but she seems to have all this knowledge and wisdom, but I already know that I can trust you. And I remember sitting down and I've got my son there on his iPad, and I knew that I was going to get upset because I'd already been upset obviously that morning. And you looked at me and you were like, so like, how are you feeling? And I remember just looking at my son and just being like, and I just broke down, didn't I? I was just in such a bad way because I knew how bad it had been, um, with all the mood swings, the like full on depression. I don't even want to say it, but like the whole suicide ideation and when it's just
Mm.
like looking back on it all, I'm like, I can't believe that I actually was going through that and that was happening to me.
Mm.
I was just a complete and utter shell of myself, and I hated it because once my cycle, once my period had come, it was like it all just went away, and it was like, oh, I don't feel crazy anymore.
So, I mean, in terms of like coaching and like having that support whilst you've been going through this kind of shift over the last like let's say 3 or 4 months, how do you feel the coaching and the support from me has impacted you since
Massively.
the 3 months?
Massively. Like I totally underestimated the power of knowledge, the power of breath work, and being able to talk about it. Like I work with such an amazing group of people, all women, so they all understand. So just being able to talk and be like, look, guys, I'm about to, approach my luteal phase. So if you notice a bit of a shift in my behavior, in myself or anything, just please just know that it's a bit of a rocky time for me, and just be
Mm.
making family and friends aware of it, and like my husband and stuff, like the people that you're around the most, make sure that they're aware of it, and it can be quite powerful, with how then you are day to day. But like breath work has been amazing. Like I was even doing breath work this morning for a minute, just
I love
like
it.
just it's something that I've never even considered. But my mindset, you've given me the tools and the knowledge to just, yeah, my mindset is changed, and just knowing more about my PMDD and my body. And like we spoke about it the other week, like we feel like the system's failed us. um
Mm.
I'm 32 and I didn't know half of the stuff that you've explained to me. And obviously I've got all this wisdom and knowledge, and I just feel like we could have had more, education on all of this. I don't know, it
Yeah.
just seems mad, doesn't it?
And in terms of your PMDD, like you feeling I guess, more in control the
Yeah,
last month compared to
honestly,
earlier
all
this
like you
year.
said, August was literally the worst month for me. Like that was just, I felt so out of control, and it didn't matter what anyone said or tried to help. It was just, it was just horrific. Like, obviously, I know that it's me that has to do the work, but that was really, really difficult. Really difficult. Yeah.
It was like super difficult. Then September, how do you feel like last cycle? How do you feel like that
Yeah.
was in comparison?
Yeah, I mean, it was just an absolute breeze. Like I knew, like on my app, my Stardust app, I was like, right, okay, girl, this is it, this is it, this is the trenches, you know, that you're used to. This is probably what's going to happen. And I got through it, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is. I've not had this before. Like this is amazing. Like I feel great. I feel energized. I think I had a couple of weepy moments, but really like very, very minimal, you know, like really nothing at all. Just such a complete 180. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like don't underestimate the power of a vitamin or a supplement or
Yeah.
food intake, you know, what you're eating and, you know, just your mindset. It's all so relevant and so important.
Mm, yeah. I'm just so grateful that like we got the opportunity to work together. I've just really loved like guiding you. You've obviously done the bulk of the work, but it's been such an
You
honor
know,
because I've seen you grow like in this space, and it's
you see
like
me in my literal worst time,
it's
like, and
amazing.
that's
Yeah.
such a vulnerable thing for me. Like, you know, because I work with people all the time, and I can see clients sometimes at their most vulnerable. So for someone to see me at my most vulnerable is like, I don't know, it's quite a big thing, I guess. So to
Yeah.
put my trust in someone that I didn't really know and to get so much back from it, I just think it's an incredible thing. But yeah, like I look back at it all and I'm like, I can't believe that all happened. But I'm so glad that I recognized it. And, you know, I now am so much more, I've grown so much in such a short space of time, really.
Mm,
Really important that whoever's watching this, if they have PMDD or know someone that has PMDD, you know, please like come forward and message us because like I didn't even know what it was. I'd never heard of it, didn't know anyone that had it, and it's only now that I'm hearing of like the odd person. It's real, and I
mm.
wish that I had this dealt with way sooner. But there you go.
No, but you're here now, you're sharing your story, which is just so important because, like we've said, it's not talked about enough. And I think there's such a massive gap of like misinformation or non-education at all.
Oh,
And being able
it's
to share that is brilliant.
It is, and like, you know, the old me would never have done anything like this, but the new me is like, I have to and I want to because it's so important. And I need girls and other women and men to understand that, like, this is real. It's not, you know, facade or anything. It's like, it's hellish and we need the support. You know, and I sort of spoke to you about getting that diagnosis from the doctors and stuff, but like I've been filling out the sheets of paper, but the more I'm going through it, the more I'm like, why do I need a doctor to tell me something I already know? Yeah, I don't need that sort of validation anymore. It's just not. I just
Mm. I think that's such a big shift in you though, because I feel like at the maybe earlier this year there was maybe that want for that validation from,
mm,
the
there
medical
absolutely
system or
was.
whatever.
I'm saying to you, I was like, I need to get this signed off from someone.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like I'm making this all up, and you know, but it's not the case.
No, and like building that trust in yourself and is absolutely everything because you absolutely weren't crazy. You were like 100% in yourself and you knew what was going on. And we just needed to like kind of pick it apart a little bit and go into it deeper and like you
Yeah,
absolutely knew exactly what was going on with you. Like we need to trust ourselves more as
yeah,
women. We're very
we do.
intuitive and
Yeah.
very knowledgeable in our own bodies. If we just listen and have the trust in ourselves to like understand it. But I'm just grateful that you had the trust in me as well to kind of, because it's so difficult being vulnerable and open with someone you've not really met before.
I just knew, like, from the minute that we started speaking and got like properly into it, I thought I'm in good hands here. And even Ben was like, yeah, she's very young, but like she's got all this wisdom and knowledge and she knows her stuff, and you've just got to give it the time.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I have, because it did get
Oh,
to the point where it was just like, really, I don't want to get upset because
oh,
it's, I know how bad it has really been. So yeah.
yeah. Oh. I'm on it. It really has been, but I'm so proud of you, and it's funny because I'm an old like soul in my,
You are very much so. You really are. You really.
and I'm just, yeah, grateful to have met you, and thank you for trusting me, and yeah, just thank you for this. I really appreciate it.
You're the one that needs thanking for everything.
Yeah,
Like you'll
you
always be
absolutely,
there in my WhatsApp now. Like I've just got you there. Just
yes, you do. You absolutely